These are the words which Moses spoke to all Israel, on the other side of the Jordan in the wilderness. Moses spoke to the children of Israel according to all that Yahweh, the Lord, had commanded him to give to them. Listen, O Israel, to the statutes and to the judgments which I am teaching you to do, so that you may live, and go in and possess the land which Yahweh, the God of your fathers, is giving you. You shall not add to the word which I am commanding you, nor shall you take anything from it, so that you may keep the commandments of Yahweh, your God, which I command you. Give heed to yourself, and keep your nefesh, your soul, diligently, lest you forget the things which your eyes have seen, and lest they depart from your heart all the days of your life. But teach them to your sons and your grandsons, especially concerning the day you stood before Yahweh your God at Horeb, when Yahweh said to me,
Gather the people together to me, so that I will let them hear my words, so that they may learn to fear me all the days they shall live on the earth, and so that they may teach their children.
Then you came near and stood at the foot of the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire, up to the midst of heaven. With darkness, a cloud, a thick cloud. Then Yahweh spoke to you, out of the midst of the fire. You heard the sound of the words, but saw no form. Only a voice was heard. He declared to you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, even the 10 Commandments. And he wrote them on 2 tablets of stone. The Lord commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, so that you might do them in the land which you are crossing over to possess. Give good care to yourselves, for you saw no form on the day that Yahweh spoke to you in Horeb, from the midst of the fire, lest you corrupt yourselves, and make a graven image for yourselves, in the form of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth. Watch yourselves, so that you do not forget the covenant of Yahweh your God, which he made with you, and make yourself a graven image or the likeness of anything, as Yahweh your God has forbidden you. For Yahweh your God is a consuming fire. He is a jealous God. When you produce children and grandchildren, and you have remained a long time in the land, and you corrupt yourselves and make a graven image, or the likeness of anything, and do evil in the sight of Yahweh your God, to provoke him to anger, I call heaven and earth to witness against you today, that you will surely and suddenly perish from the land that you are going across the Jordan to possess. You will not prolong your days on it, but shall be completely destroyed. Yahweh shall scatter you among the peoples, and you shall be left few in number among the nations where Yahweh shall lead you. There you will serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. But if from there you will seek Yahweh your God, you will find him, if you seek him with all your heart and with all your soul. When you are in distress, and all these things come upon you, even in the latter days, If you turn to Yahweh your God, and shall be obedient to his voice, for the Lord your God is a merciful God. He will not abandon you, or destroy you, or forget the covenant of your fathers which he swore to them. Has a people ever heard the voice of Elohim, speaking out of the midst of the fire as you have heard, and lived? To you it was shown, so that you might know that Yahweh, he is God. There is no one else besides him. Out of heaven he let you hear his voice, so that he might instruct you. And on earth he showed you his great fire, and you heard his words out of the midst of the fire. Know therefore today and consider it in your heart, that Yahweh, he is God, in heaven above and on earth below. There is no other. Therefore you shall keep his statutes and his commandments, which I command you this day, so that it may go well with you and with your children after you, and so that you may prolong your days in the land which the Lord your God gives you forever. This is the Torah, the law, which Moses set before the children of Israel. These are the testimonies and the statutes and the ordinances which Moses spoke to the children of Israel after they came out of Egypt. Then Moses called all Israel and said to them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and ordinances which I am speaking in your hearing today, so that you may learn them and keep them and do them. Yahweh, our God, made a covenant with us in Horeb. Yahweh did not make this covenant with our fathers, but with us, we who are living now and here today. The Lord talked with you face to face, on the mountain from the midst of the fire. I stood between the Lord and you at that time, to declare to you the word of the Lord. For you were afraid because of the fire, and would not go up to the mountain. He said,
I am Yahweh, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make yourself any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children, and on the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not exonerate anyone who takes his name in vain. Keep the Sabbath day, to keep it holy, just as the Lord your God has commanded you. Honor your father and your mother, just as the Lord your God has commanded you, that your days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with you in the land which the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor shall you covet your neighbor's house, his field, his male servant, his female servant, his ox, his donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor.
These are the words the Lord spoke to all your assembly, at the mountain out from the midst of the fire, the cloud and the thick darkness, with a great voice, and he added no more. He wrote them on 2 tablets of stone, and gave them to me. Therefore, be careful to do as the Lord your God has commanded you. You shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh the Lord is our God. Yahweh is one. And you shall love Yahweh your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your might. These words which I am commanding you today shall be in your heart. You shall fear Yahweh your God and serve him, and shall swear by his name. You shall not go after other gods, the gods of the people which surround you. For Yahweh your God is a jealous God among you. Otherwise the anger of Yahweh your God will be inflamed against you, and destroy you from off the face of the earth. Today Yahweh your God has commanded you to do these statutes and judgments. You must therefore keep and do them with all your heart and with all your soul. You have affirmed today that Yahweh is your God, and vowed to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgments, and to listen to his voice.